I met my husband, and then we became the pastor and the pastor's wife at the First Evangelical Free Church at the corner of Berwyn and Ashland. So I love Edgewater, and as being part of the local church there, we had a number of people come to our doors wanting assistance, and as we listened to their stories, sometimes we found out that their needs were kind of complicated. So I opened a storefront at the corner of Berwyn and Ashland and began to welcome people in from the community, which then turned into a drop-in center for the homeless. Eventually we opened a shelter on the church gymnasium floor and began to provide lots of different services for the homeless, including housing placements and employment training, and we even started a little business called Clean Street, where we contracted with the Andersonville Chamber of Commerce to pick up garbage on the street, and we were able to pay people. I thought it was more dignifying to give people a paycheck than a handout. Our motto has always been dignifying care. We don't want to just be a flop house or a soup kitchen. And I think it was good for the community to see people, rather than panhandling, actually out there working. I think it did a lot to kind of sensitize people to the needs of the homeless and, see them as real people that had something to offer to the community. The merchants loved it. They felt like having the presence of these Clean Street workers out there was providing some safety for the community, because they were eyes on the street. We were there for 16 years, that's right, and used that storefront. Eventually we used a two-flat down the street to provide some of our services, but we were still sleeping guys at the church until 2000. And by sleeping, I mean providing safe, dignified housing overnight for 30 men. We did set up a board of directors, a small group from the church, and we took on the title Breakthrough and became a separate 501c3 from the church, really to serve the community. That was our mission and our goal. And of course it's grown dramatically. We actually outgrew that facility and that site and moved everything to the west side, but it really had its moorings, its foundation in Edgewater. Andersonville and Edgewater has always been very open-minded and generous in spirit, I think. Breakthrough now has 50 staff and a $4 million budget, and we're building a $16 million facility. It all started out of a little storefront in Edgewater. And it's grown because we're responding to the needs of people and doing it in a dignifying, loving, caring way. I think that makes for an environment, a community where all people are cared for and looked after and connected, and it's really weaving this network of support around everybody, children, adults, everybody. It's a challenge because the need is great. It's my life, definitely. It's my calling. I think it's what I was created to do. And it's wonderful when you find your sweet spot and you're doing what God's created you to do.